Imagine a single crumpled dollar bill lying on a busy city sidewalk, ignored, forgotten, until one person bends down to pick it up. That single act sets off a chain reaction no one saw coming. This is the story of Maya, a cafeteria worker in a bustling school whose small acts of kindness transformed her entire community. Every day, Maya faced a wall of challenges. The cafeteria was understaffed, students rushed through lunch, and many kids came hungry or stressed. She noticed how some children sat alone, others struggled with their meals, and a few skipped lunch altogether. Maya's own circumstances were tough, working long hours with little pay, juggling family responsibilities, and battling fatigue. But she refused to let these obstacles define her impact. Instead of succumbing to frustration, Maya experimented with tiny, meaningful gestures. She started by writing short, encouraging notes on napkins and slipping them onto trays. "You matter," one read. "Keep shining," said another. She didn't announce this to anyone. It was her quiet way of saying, "I see you." The kids noticed. A boy who never smiled before began returning her notes with shy thank yous. A girl struggling with confidence started greeting Maya each morning. These small connections built bridges where there were walls. But Maya didn't stop there. She realized some students couldn't afford lunch. So she quietly set aside a portion of her paycheck to buy extra meals. She partnered with a local bakery to donate surplus bread and snacks. When she saw a child without a jacket on a cold day, she found a way to get one into their hands. These acts were invisible to many, but they rippled through the school like a gentle wave. Teachers started noticing better focus and brighter moods. Parents expressed gratitude, sharing stories of children returning home happier. Maya's kindness became a quiet revolution. What made this possible wasn't grand gestures, but persistence and creativity. Maya learned to navigate the bureaucratic hurdles by building relationships with administrators, explaining the needs she observed with compassion and data. She used social media subtly, sharing stories that inspired donations and volunteer support without asking for credit. Her journey teaches us that transformation isn't about changing the world overnight. It's about identifying small, specific needs and addressing them with empathy and resourcefulness. It's about consistency, showing up day after day, even when the impact isn't immediately visible. If you want to spark change in your community, start by observing carefully. What small barriers can you ease? Can you offer a listening ear, a helping hand, or a thoughtful word? Use the resources you have, time, skills, or even a humble note, to make a difference. Remember, like that crumpled dollar bill, your kindness might seem insignificant alone, but when picked up and passed on, it can snowball into a wave of hope and connection that changes lives. So today, look around. Find one small act of kindness you can do. Pick up that dollar and watch as your everyday heroism unfolds quietly, powerfully, and beautifully. Maya's story didn't end in the cafeteria. Her ripple effect expanded beyond the school walls, reaching into the neighborhoods and hearts of the community. Inspired by her example, students began to mirror her kindness in their own ways. One student started a peer support group where friends could share their struggles and victories in a safe, welcoming space. Another organized a weekend food drive, collecting donations to help families facing hardship. Teachers, seeing the positive changes in their students, began incorporating lessons on empathy and community service into their classrooms. They invited local leaders and volunteers to speak, fostering an environment where kindness was as important as academic achievement. Parents, too, became more engaged, volunteering for school events and advocating for additional resources. Maya herself grew more confident and connected. She began attending community meetings, lending her voice to discussions about children's welfare and education. Through these efforts, partnerships formed between the school, local businesses, and nonprofit organizations. Together, they created programs that addressed not only hunger, but also mental health, after-school activities, and family support. The small notes Maya once slipped onto trays evolved into a school-wide project. Students contributed their own messages of hope and encouragement, decorating the cafeteria walls with colorful reminders that every person matters. This visual tapestry became a symbol of unity and resilience. Despite the growing attention, Maya remained humble. She saw her role not as a hero, but as a catalyst, someone who sparked the flame of kindness that others carried forward. Her focus stayed on the children, on their smiles, their laughter, and their dreams. The crumpled dollar bill, once overlooked, became a metaphor for potential. It taught the community that value is not always obvious at first glance. Sometimes it takes a moment of care, a simple act of recognition, to uncover the worth hidden beneath the surface. Maya's story reminds us that change is often quiet and gradual. It is found in the patience to listen, the courage to act without expectation, and the belief that every small effort counts. When we choose kindness, even when it's inconvenient or unseen, we build a foundation for a better tomorrow. So what about you? In your own life, what overlooked moments or unnoticed struggles can you address? How can you be the person who bends down to pick up that crumpled dollar? It might be a stranger's burden, a friend's unspoken need, or a community challenge waiting for a solution. The tools are at your fingertips. Compassion, creativity, and consistency are powerful forces. They don't require grand resources or fame, just a willing heart and steady hands. Imagine the possibilities if each of us committed to one small act of kindness every day. The ripple effect could be enormous, touching lives in ways we never anticipate. Maya's journey is a testament to the extraordinary impact of ordinary people. It's a call to action and a source of hope. Because in the quiet corners of our world, kindness is the seed from which transformation grows. So take that step, pick up that dollar, and watch how your simple gesture can unfold into a story worth telling, one of hope, connection, and the enduring power of kindness.